It's no coincidence that you were born into your family. Your soul chose it on purpose, for a reason. And what if I told you that this difficult environment, as hard as it is, isn't a bad thing? It's actually a precious gift. A really big gift, actually. It holds the secret to changing your life. The struggles and troubles you've faced weren't meant to hurt you. They were there to mold you, to wake you up, and to get you ready for something truly amazing. But why? Why would your soul choose to go through the struggles of a tough family situation? Was it to deal with and heal old wounds that have been passed down in your family? To find your own inner strength, resilience and self-worth? Or to stop harmful patterns and start a new path of healing for the people who will come after you? In this video, we're going to do more than just answer these questions. We're going to dive deep. We'll explore the significant hidden gift in your challenges and show you how to use it to change your life. This isn't just basic advice or common sayings. Everything I'm sharing today is meant to change the way you view yourself, your family, and your whole life. Here's the most crucial part. As we continue, I'll share a change in thinking that will completely transform how you see the difficulties in your family. If you miss this, you might lose out on a breakthrough that could change your healing journey forever. And there's more. You'll learn how to break away from negative patterns passed down in your family and find out how to mentally, emotionally, and spiritually disconnect from family difficulties. So, my advice is this. Don't just jump around. Watch this video from start to finish, because each point builds on the previous one. If you skip any part, you might miss the key that could unlock your transformation. You now know that the difficulties in your family aren't just tough luck, they're actually preparing you. But how does this preparation happen? What is it about difficult families that makes them so good at helping us grow? Let's explore that. Growth often comes from discomfort. When everything in life goes smoothly and everything seems predictable, we rarely feel a push to change. Difficult families, though they can be very painful, push us out of our comfort zones and help us transform. They are like a workshop where our inner strength is forged and readied for bigger purposes. Think about the events that have really shaped who you are. Were they relaxed and comfortable, or were they tough challenges that tested your limits? Difficult families bring about these defining moments all the time. Every argument, every hurt, every tough talk is a chance for growth, a moment to understand yourself better and embrace your true strength. It's not random that many heroes emerge from troubled families. Your soul didn't pick this challenging path because it was the easy choice. It picked it because it was meaningful. Difficult families tear down our false beliefs that life is always fair or that relationships are always perfect. They make us face tough truths about love, trust, and connection, and challenge us to redefine these on our own terms. Picture this. You are a seed planted in stony soil. The earth is tough, the conditions are harsh, but this is exactly what makes your roots grow strong. Difficult families offer the resistance that makes you push further, establish your base, and flourish. There's also another aspect to this situation that often remains unseen. Difficult families often reflect our own personal battles. The anger, control, or neglect you see at home may mirror the fears or insecurities you hold inside. This isn't about blaming, it's a call to examine yourself. How do these issues appear in your own life? What are they revealing about the parts of you that need care and healing? Grasping this reflective effect is transformative. It changes the story from feeling like a victim to feeling empowered. Instead of wondering, why is this happening to me? You start to consider, what can I learn about myself from this? This change marks the beginning of growth. However, it's important to recognize that the struggles coming from toxic families aren't solely for personal development. They also prepare you for a bigger role. As someone chosen for change, you are here to break old patterns, not only for yourself, but for your ancestors and future generations too. This makes your path both deeply personal and significantly shared. Each time you choose kindness instead of anger, understanding instead of judgment, or being genuine instead of fearful, you change the energy in your family history. You are sowing seeds of healing that might take years or even generations to flourish. This journey is not simple. There will be days when it all seems too much to handle. But keep in mind, toxic families aren't here to break you down. They're here to uncover the real you, to show you who you are beyond all the pain, fear, and conditioning. They push you to face the toughest parts of yourself, and by doing so, they help unlock your true potential. These challenges aren't random. They are part of a deeper family legacy, stretching back through generations. To truly understand your role in breaking free, we need to explore the hidden burdens of ancestral patterns. Your family's story didn't start with you. Long before you were born, your ancestors' experiences, decisions, and unresolved issues were woven into your family's history. These unhealed emotions didn't just disappear. They were handed down quietly from one generation to the next. Think of your family as a beautiful quilt. Every stitch represents a special moment, whether it's a joyous love, a deep sorrow, or a secret never shared. Some parts of this quilt are bright and strong, others might be tangled or worn. The challenges you face now are not just random, they are crafted from the struggles and habits of your ancestors. When you came into the world, you stepped into this quilt on purpose, ready to embrace not only the happy traditions and memories of your family, but also their unresolved troubles. Why? Because your soul was ready to change things. Changing old family patterns is a big challenge. It means dealing with hurts that are not just yours alone, hurts that were perhaps overlooked or hidden for a long time. It's like walking into a dark room, each corner filled with the heavy shadows of past mistakes and quiet regrets. Your job is to shine a light in this dark room, revealing what others could not or did not want to see. This is what sets you apart as someone special. You are not only living your life, you are rewriting your family's history. Each time you choose to be aware instead of ignoring problems, to forgive instead of holding grudges, or to love instead of fear, you are undoing the old knots of trouble and weaving them into something new, stronger, healthier, and more beautiful. However, it's crucial to understand this. Changing these patterns isn't about fixing your family. Healing doesn't mean wiping away the past or completely changing other people. It's about taking back your strength and deciding to create something new for yourself. When you heal, you alter the energy that runs through your family's history. It's like planting new seeds in tired soil. These seeds might take a while to grow, but they will eventually flourish. Understanding patterns from our ancestors begins by paying close attention. What kinds of actions, thoughts, or feelings seem to be passed down? For instance, do you notice a trend where people hold back their feelings to avoid fights? Is affection given only when certain conditions are met, like succeeding or meeting expectations? Do you see certain roles, such as the caretaker or the black sheep, showing up again and again in your family? These trends might feel burdensome, but becoming aware of them is the first step toward breaking free. When you recognize and name these repeating cycles, you start to detach from them. You realize that just because things have been a certain way doesn't mean they must continue to be. Taking on this challenge is tough. There will be times when you feel alone, as though the history of your whole family weighs on you. But remember this: your inner spirit chose this journey because it believed you were strong enough. You are not merely living through this narrative, you are changing it. Spotting these family patterns is just the beginning. The next step involves dealing with the emotions they stir up, the intense discomfort that mirrors your own deep challenges. This discomfort is crucial for change. It grabs your attention and won't let go. Within families, this kind of pain often serves as a reflection, showing us parts of ourselves we're reluctant to acknowledge. When you reflect on the hurt caused by your family, it's tempting to blame their actions or words. But what if this pain also points to something deep within you? The hurt caused by your family isn't random, it's targeted. Each type of hurt, whether it's feeling ignored, overlooked or deceived, touches a part of you that needs mending. For example, a parent's harsh words might echo your own doubts, or a sibling's envy might highlight your own fears of not being enough. These family interactions aren't just happening to you. They are opportunities for you to discover and heal hidden parts of yourself. Here's the twist: the hurt caused by your family isn't just about their harmful ways. It also comes from the negative stories you've believed about yourself because of them. Consider the ideas you've held since you were young. Thoughts like, "I'm not good enough," "my opinions don't count," or "I must earn love." These aren't truths for everyone. They reflect your family's problems. Realizing this doesn't excuse how they've acted. It's about acknowledging that the hurt they've inflicted has shaped how you view yourself. Now here's the uplifting part. Once you recognize these false reflections, you can shatter them. You can disconnect their actions from who you are and start to define yourself by your own standards. Picture yourself standing before a real mirror. At first, you might just see what's on the surface, your image, the faults, the flaws. But if you look closer, you'll start to notice more: the way light plays, the angles and shadows. The pain from your family is similar. On the surface, it seems like harm, a heavy load. But if you peer deeper, it shows you truths about yourself and areas where you need to grow. Think about it. If your family's hurt is like a mirror, what does it reflect back to you? Does it highlight the need for personal boundaries, the value of loving yourself, or the strength of your voice? These insights might be tough to face, but they are also crucial for your freedom. This journey isn't straightforward. It demands true honesty with yourself and the courage to confront emotions that might feel too intense. But by doing this, you gain control over your story. Instead of being labeled by the hurt your family caused, you use it as a map to discover your genuine self. The true value of this mirror is in its clarity. It points out what needs healing, what changes are necessary, and what you should let go of. Even though it might hurt, it's through seeing these reflections that you can escape old habits and emerge as a new version of yourself. Now that we know that your pain reflects your internal conflicts, let's consider: how can you turn this pain into your strength? Pain can either shape you or sharpen you. Here's how to use it as a source of power. Pain is usually seen as something to avoid, hide from, or run away from. But what if there's more to pain than just suffering? What if it's actually a way to change for the better? The pain from dealing with a difficult family might seem too much to bear, but it holds the potential to make you tougher, smarter, and more understanding. Imagine a diamond. It starts off as just coal, buried under a lot of pressure and heat. Without these intense conditions, it would stay plain and unnoticed. But facing these challenges, it turns into something spectacular. Your pain is like that pressure, and you are like the diamond ready to shine. The first step to using your pain as power is to change how you see it. Rather than viewing pain as something bad that happens to you, think of it as something that is actually helping you. This doesn't mean you should romanticize the pain or make excuses for bad actions. It means realizing that the very challenges that seem to weaken you can also strengthen you. Think about the strength you've found by getting through tough times. Perhaps you've become more resilient, able to remain steady even when everything else is falling apart. Or maybe you've grown to be more empathetic, able to understand others' pain because you've experienced it too. These traits come not in spite of your pain, but because of it. Pain also helps us understand what's really important. It removes false beliefs and distractions, making us face who we truly are. Difficult family situations often push us to see this clearly. In their chaos, they show us the need for personal boundaries, the importance of respecting ourselves, and the value of true love. Take a minute to think about this. How has your suffering influenced what you find important? Has it shown you to value truth more than just looking good? To choose real relationships over just wanting to be liked? Pain teaches these deep lessons that help you grow. What's really transformative about pain is that it doesn't just teach, it connects. It brings you closer to people who have faced similar challenges. When you accept what your suffering has taught you, you have the power to help, motivate, and lift up others. Your experiences light the way for those who are still trying to find their way out of their struggles. For instance, picture someone younger, like a brother, a friend, or even someone you don't know well, who is dealing with the same issues you've gone through. With what you've learned, you can give them the support and understanding that might have been missing when you needed it. This is the magic of pain, transforming what once hurt you into a gift for others. Gaining strength from pain doesn't mean you stop feeling it. Pain is a part of life, and healing isn't about getting rid of it, but changing how you deal with it. Instead of avoiding your pain, you learn to sit with it and listen to its messages. Here's a helpful practice. Next time you're overwhelmed by pain related to your family, stop and ask yourself, what is this trying to teach me? It could be showing you a need that's not being met, a limit you haven't set, or a belief you should question. By facing your pain with curiosity instead of fear, you open up to growth. This path isn't simple. There will be days when your family's troubles seem too much to handle, and that's totally normal. Allow yourself time to rest, to mourn, and to just feel. But keep in mind, every little step forward, no matter how small, counts as a win. Every moment of self-discovery, every kind gesture toward yourself, every decision to rise above the pain, it all adds up. Grasping how deeply pain affects us can change our lives, yet the real transformation begins when you start to control your own story. It's time to move past being a victim and learn what it means to truly own your life's narrative. Often, the hurt caused by an unhealthy family situation leads us to see ourselves as victims, trapped in a tale of being hurt, betrayed, or ignored, a story that seems unchangeable. But imagine if you could change that narrative. What if the very things that once made you feel weak could turn into your greatest strengths? Turning from a victim into a victor doesn't happen instantly. It starts with a powerful insight. The negative behavior of your family isn't a measure of your value. It reflects their own issues. Realizing this can set you free. It helps you understand that their hurtful actions say more about their own battles than about you. This change in thinking requires you to stop wondering, why are they doing this to me? And start thinking, what can I learn about myself from this? Take this as an example. If a relative always puts you down, It might show you the value of approving of yourself rather than looking for others' approval. If a parent doesn't show affection, it might lead you to find ways to love yourself without conditions. These aren't easy lessons, but they are life-changing. They empower you to take back your strength and step out from the shadow of being a victim. Here's a crucial point. Changing how you see things doesn't mean you ignore the pain or pretend it never happened. Your pain is real, and it's important to recognize it. But clinging to a victim mindset keeps you locked in the very patterns you want to escape. It makes you focus on what was done to you, rather than what you can do to overcome it. Think of your family issues like a storm. You didn't cause the storm, nor can you stop it. But you can choose how you go through it. You can let it define you, or you can find your inner strength, resilience, and clear vision through it. Changing your approach also means creating healthy limits. Think of limits not as barriers to keep others away, but as safeguards that maintain your calm while still keeping you connected to others. For example, you might choose to reduce the time you spend talking to a difficult relative or steer clear of topics that start arguments. These decisions aren't about excluding people, they're about looking after your own energy and well-being. It's important to be kind to yourself during this change. There will be times when it's tempting to fall back into old habits, times when you question if you can really change. In those times, remind yourself that personal growth doesn't always follow a straight path. Every little step you take is a step towards greater freedom. Transforming from feeling defeated to victorious also includes practicing gratitude, not for the pain, but for the personal growth it brings. Being grateful helps you view your experiences not just as sources of hurt, but as opportunities to gain wisdom. For instance, you might appreciate how tough situations have made you stronger or helped you understand better what you deserve from relationships. Try this meaningful activity. Write down one lesson your family's challenges have taught you. It could be about loving yourself, the need for personal boundaries, or discovering strength you didn't realize you had. Use this reflection to celebrate how far you've come and to recognize your strength. Shifting from feeling like a victim to being a victor isn't about ignoring your pain. It's about transforming it. It's about taking control of your life story and stepping into a role where you overcome difficulties to forge a new way forward. As we go on, we'll look at how to handle family situations with empathy, viewing them not as foes, but as individuals who are also struggling and growing. Healing often seems like you're doing it all alone, particularly when it comes to getting away from unhealthy family situations. You might wonder if your efforts to get better will really matter, or if the pain you're dealing with will affect others. In reality, when you heal, it doesn't just change your life. It starts a wave of change that can touch your whole family and even beyond. Imagine healing as turning on a small light in a dark room. Initially, it lights up just a little area, but as the light gets brighter, its warmth and brightness spread, inspiring others to light up their own corners. Your journey to healing isn't just for you. It's about becoming a source of hope for others stuck in the same hurtful patterns. The first step in healing yourself is understanding that you can't fix your family. As much as you might want to, their healing is up to them. Your job is to mend your own wounds and break free from the negative habits you've picked up. Think about it. What are the harmful patterns in your family that you've decided to leave behind? Maybe it's a cycle of love that depends on how well you do, or maybe it's a habit of keeping quiet, where feelings are hidden and never shared. By choosing to live differently, you start the process of breaking these cycles. Healing yourself involves deep personal work. It's not about pointing fingers at your family for what they've done, but understanding how their actions have shaped you and how you can change yourself. This means facing your feelings, even the messy or intense ones. Feelings of anger, sadness, and bitterness are not signs of weakness. They are important clues that point you towards what needs your attention. As you work through these emotions, you'll start to see changes in how you interact with others. You might find you react less to harmful behaviors or feel more confident in setting limits. These changes may seem minor, but they're significant. Each step you take in your healing encourages others to think about their own behaviors. The influence of your healing might not show up in the ways you expect. Some relatives may resist changes, sticking to old habits. Meanwhile, others could be motivated by your progress and start their own journeys toward healing. Even if you don't see the effects right away, remember this: your presence can transform an atmosphere. Your process of healing delivers a powerful, silent message. It tells people there's a different way to live and love. Not everyone will understand this message immediately, but gradually it starts to foster change. Healing yourself is also a brave act. It involves venturing into new territory, moving beyond the roles your family expects of you, and shaping your own identity. This isn't easy, but it's what makes your path so influential. By healing, you demonstrate to others that change is possible, even amidst deeply ingrained problems. It's important to note that healing isn't about being flawless. There will be times when it feels like you're slipping backwards, and that's perfectly normal. Progress is often messy and doesn't follow a straight line, yet every small step forward counts as a win. Celebrate these moments because they contribute to a better future, not just for yourself, but also for those around you. To start creating these positive changes, you must face the emotions you've been suppressing, those that hold you back. Addressing these feelings is tough, but it opens the door to true freedom. Feelings are like ocean waves. They rise, break, and fade away. However, when dealing with the pain from a dysfunctional family, many of us try to ignore these emotional waves, hoping they'll vanish on their own. These suppressed emotions can grow into a turbulent storm inside you, trapping you. Facing and letting go of these feelings is not just healing, it's freeing yourself. The first step is to recognize your feelings. Ignoring your emotions doesn't make them go away. Instead, it makes them more intense. Start by asking yourself, what am I feeling right now? This question might seem basic, but it's actually very impactful. Identifying your emotions like anger, sadness, resentment, or guilt helps you start to work through them. Remember, emotions are not your foes. They are signals, guiding you to parts of your life that need your focus. For instance, anger might indicate that someone has overstepped your boundaries. Sadness could point to a loss that you haven't fully mourned. Resentment might show that it's time to forgive, not others, but yourself. Facing your emotions can be daunting, especially if you've been holding them back for a long time. Start with small steps. Keeping a journal is an effective way to reveal hidden emotions. Write freely without judging yourself, letting your thoughts and feelings come out naturally. This habit can help you discover recurring themes and lighten the burdens you've been shouldering. Another useful method is using breathwork or practicing mindfulness meditation. These techniques help you stay anchored in the now, providing a secure space to navigate your emotions without being overwhelmed by them. When you sense an emotional surge, pause, breathe deeply, and remind yourself, it's safe for me to feel this. Letting go of emotions doesn't mean you forget or excuse what happened in the past. It means you are liberating yourself from its hold over you. Forgiveness is a powerful way to release emotions, though it's often misunderstood. To forgive doesn't mean you approve of what someone did. It means you're ready to stop letting the pain they caused dictate your life. Forgiveness is ongoing, not something you can do just once. Begin by forgiving yourself for the times you didn't speak up, the instances you felt helpless, or the times you took on the negative aspects of your family's behavior. This act of kindness towards yourself is the first step to letting go of bitterness towards others. Releasing past emotions isn't just about healing old wounds. It's about making room for new possibilities. Picture yourself carrying a backpack full of stones, each stone symbolizing a painful memory. As you let go of these stones one by one, you start to feel lighter and more ready to move ahead. Here's a simple activity to try. Write a letter to your family or to a particular family member who has hurt you. It's not necessary to send this letter, it's just for you. In the letter, express all your feelings, your anger, your grief, your confusion. After writing it, read it out loud to yourself and then destroy it in a safe way. This act of letting go can be deeply healing, helping you to move on from emotions that have been holding you back for too long. Moving past these emotions frees you from the burdens of your history, but real freedom involves more than just letting go. It means reshaping who you are and living life on your own terms. True freedom isn't about just walking away or cutting off relationships. It starts from within. It happens when what your family says or does no longer affects how you see yourself. It's about breaking free from their negative influence and taking back control, allowing you to live your life the way you want. Freedom starts with recognizing the patterns we've inherited without even knowing it. We often tell ourselves stories like, "I'm not good enough," "I need to make everyone happy to feel loved," or "I should avoid all conflicts." These stories, rooted in our family experiences, affect how we view ourselves and the world. The first step toward freedom is to identify these patterns and question them, asking, "Is this really my belief, or was it imposed on me?" Once you recognize these stories, you can begin to change them. For instance, change "I'm not good enough" to "I am enough as I am." Change "I need to make everyone happy" to "My value doesn't depend on others' approval." Rewriting your beliefs isn't quick. It takes effort and time, but each step forward helps you break free from the negative impacts of your family's influence. Emotional independence is a big step towards freedom. This kind of independence doesn't mean you stop loving your family. It means you don't let their actions sway your feelings. Think of yourself as a strong tree. While your family might cause turmoil like storms, your roots are deep and secure. You recognize their actions, but you don't take it personally or let it shake your core stability. Creating clear personal boundaries helps maintain this independence. Boundaries are ways to honor yourself. They might involve reducing contact with a family member who causes you stress, avoiding arguments, or simply learning to say no. These actions aren't meant to punish anyone. They're meant to safeguard your calm and put your well-being first. Gaining freedom also means releasing the need for your family's approval or praise. Many people spend years seeking their family's acceptance, yearning for the love or respect they believe they deserve. However, the tough reality is that some relatives may never change or offer the recognition you're looking for, and that's perfectly fine. True freedom comes from validating yourself. Try repeating this powerful affirmation: "I am enough," even if they don't see it. "I am worthy," even if they don't say it. "I am free to be myself." Saying this daily helps strengthen your independence from their opinions. Freedom is not about severing family ties. It's about severing the emotional chains that bind you to past grievances. It's about taking control of your story and moving forward into a life where your joy, value, and identity are not influenced by anyone else. Freedom gives you the power to begin afresh, but keeping this freedom alive depends on a solid base of self-love, which is the key element in your healing process. Every journey of healing begins with a simple yet powerful truth. Loving yourself is key to change. Without this self-love, old wounds remain open and unhealthy habits persist. But when you embrace self-love, you make room for personal growth, forgiveness, and strength. Loving yourself isn't just about being kind to yourself. It's about accepting and valuing the parts of yourself that were ignored or hurt, whether by others or by your own actions. It means recognizing, I am enough as I am, and truly believing it. Start with small steps. Pay attention to how you talk to yourself when times are tough. Are you critical or supportive? Beginning to love yourself means changing how you talk to yourself internally. If you find yourself being hard on yourself, stop and think instead, I'm doing the best I can, and that's all I need to do. Healing also involves being compassionate toward yourself. It's common to look back and feel guilty about how you handled past pain, maybe by keeping quiet, reacting angrily, or pulling away. Remember, these were ways your mind tried to protect you. Showing self-compassion means understanding this without blaming yourself. Remember that healing doesn't happen all at once. There will be ups and downs, and sometimes old pain might come back. This doesn't mean you've failed. It just shows you're human. Accept the ups and downs of healing and celebrate every small victory. Self-discipline is another important aspect of self-love. While self-love is about care and comfort, self-discipline is about staying true to your path of growth. It involves setting limits for yourself even when it's tough. It means putting your mental and emotional well-being first, even if others may not get it. It means consistently showing up for yourself, especially on difficult days. Think of self-love and self-discipline as a team working together on your journey of healing. They balance each other. One offers kindness, the other gives structure. For instance, self-love might let you take a break when you feel overwhelmed, but self-discipline makes sure you stick to your habits of caring for yourself and growing. Nurturing yourself with love involves letting go of trying to be perfect. Often, in unhealthy family settings, we learn that we need to earn love by achieving or following rules. However, genuine love, and that includes the love you give yourself, doesn't come with conditions. It's about accepting every part of yourself, including your imperfections. Try this simple exercise. Each morning, stand before a mirror, gaze into your eyes, and say, I love you. It might feel odd or even silly at first, but gradually, this affirmation will reinforce your self-worth. Loving yourself does more than just heal you. It transforms how you interact in every relationship. When you have self-love, you no longer look for approval from others and begin to live your true self. This genuine way of living creates a positive impact, encouraging others to live authentically too. With a foundation of self-love, you can move beyond the expectations set by your family and become the person you were always meant to be. Understanding how embracing change affects everything is key. Change is often one of the toughest parts of healing. It requires moving away from what's comfortable, even if it's harmful, and stepping into the unknown. For those from toxic family backgrounds, change seems particularly scary. Escaping the roles your family put you in means facing their expectations, and more crucially, reshaping your identity. Toxic families tend to enforce roles like being the peacemaker, the troublemaker, or the caretaker to keep control. While these roles might seem to keep the family together, they often maintain a dysfunctional balance. These roles you've taken on aren't your true identity. They're just ways you've learned to cope and get by in your surroundings. The first step to accepting change is to recognize the part you've been playing. Ask yourself questions like, have I been putting everyone else's needs before my own? Have I been hiding how I really feel to avoid conflicts? Do I identify with a label that doesn't truly fit me? Realizing these things can feel freeing. It helps you distinguish who you really are from who you became to deal with your family's issues. Accepting change also involves understanding that not all your family members will be supportive of your new direction. Your growth might unsettle those who are caught up in their own issues. They might challenge your new limits, question your decisions, or drag you back to old habits. Their resistance does not diminish your value or the importance of your growth. It shows their own fears about change. Comprehending this helps you handle their reactions without feeling hurt. Your main responsibility is your own growth, not making them feel comfortable. Change is complicated, and that's perfectly fine. Healing doesn't happen in a straight line. It's more like a spiral. You might revisit past hurts or slip back into old behaviors. Yet, each time, you'll face these moments with new insights and better tools. This is progress, even when it doesn't seem like it. Picture transformation as peeling off an old layer. It might feel strange, but it's essential for growing into the person you are meant to be. Celebrate your bravery in taking these steps, no matter how small they might seem. Every boundary you define, every truth you tell, and every act of self-care is a triumph. Welcoming change means giving yourself the chance to dream big. Families that bring you down might make you think small, trapping you in cycles of worry and not having enough. However, healing lets you picture a life without those limits, a life filled with happiness, meaning, and being true to yourself. Pause for a moment and think about the life you wish to build. What does it look like? How does it make you feel? Who are you in this new life? Keeping this dream in mind will help you navigate tough times, reminding you what you are aiming for. Every step of growth, every lesson you've learned has brought you here. You are the spark of change your family needed. As we continue on our transformative journey, one of the most uplifting steps we can take is building a supportive community. It's true that the path to healing from the scars left by family toxicity can often feel solitary, but imagine for a moment that you're not alone. Envision yourself surrounded by individuals who understand your struggles because they're walking similar paths. This sense of belonging can dramatically change your healing process, providing comfort and inspiration when you need it most. Creating such a community might seem daunting, but it starts with simple steps. Begin by seeking out groups dedicated to healing and personal growth. Many communities, both online and offline, are filled with people facing similar challenges. Whether it's a local meetup or an online forum, these spaces can offer invaluable support and resources. Participate actively, join discussions, attend meetings or webinars, and don't hesitate to share your experiences. As you open up, you'll find that many are eager to listen and relate. But building a community isn't just about finding support, it's also about giving it. Every story you share not only helps you heal, but also aids others in their journey. You might inspire someone to start their healing process or offer them a new perspective on their challenges. By contributing to the community, you turn your personal struggles into a source of strength for others. This exchange of support fosters a powerful network of encouragement and understanding, reinforcing that no one has to face their journey alone. Moreover, let's talk about the ongoing adventure of learning and growing. Healing from family toxicity is not a one-time event, but a continuous journey of self-discovery and reinvention. Every day presents new opportunities to learn more about yourself and expand your horizons. Dive into books that challenge and inspire you. Listen to podcasts that delve into personal development, or attend workshops and seminars that focus on healing techniques. Each of these activities offers fresh insights and strategies that can propel your growth. Engage deeply with this content. Reflect on what you learn and try to apply it to your life. Maybe you'll discover a meditation practice that brings you peace, or perhaps journaling your thoughts and feelings will offer you clarity and release. Learning is not just about accumulating knowledge, it's about transforming that knowledge into action. This action leads to growth, and growth brings you closer to the version of yourself that you aspire to be. Furthermore, remember that continuous learning also involves being open to feedback and new ideas. It might be challenging to hear others' perspectives on your situation, especially when you feel vulnerable, but these insights can be incredibly valuable. They can help you see your situation in a new light and encourage you to explore different paths to healing that you might not have considered before. In this ever-evolving journey, embrace the unknown. With each step forward, you uncover more about your strengths, your values, and the incredible potential you have to reshape your life. As you learn, grow, and connect with others, you build not just a better life for yourself, but also contribute to a more understanding and compassionate world. Let's continue to support each other, share our stories, and embrace the rich, complex tapestry of human experience. Together, we can turn our deepest pain into our greatest strength. Let's think about your journey and the impact you're making. You didn't end up in your family by chance. The obstacles you've encountered were there to wake you up, make you stronger, and get you ready for your role as the chosen one. The hardships you've gone through aren't just burdens. They are what have built your toughness and wisdom. Now, you face a choice. Will you let your family's negative influence shape you, or will you rise above it, heal, and lead a meaningful life? The truth is, you have the power to break free, rewrite your own story, and change not just your own life, but also the lives of future generations. Don't forget, you're not the only one on this journey. Many are with you, breaking old patterns and becoming healers and leaders. You're all building a new future, founded on love, strength, and truth. Before you leave, here's something important. Your healing starts today. Every limit you set, every kind act towards yourself, and every brave step you take moves you closer to the life you want. If you remember one thing from this, let it be that you are enough. You have always been enough. If this message touched you, please like, comment, and subscribe. Share this video with someone who might feel alone in their challenges and could use a reminder of their own strength. Let's keep growing, healing, and motivating each other. Thanks for watching till the end. I'll see you in the next one. Until next time.